Hi, everyone. You're watching White Mountains TV. I'm Chris Prue, and I'm joined by Meg Simone of Toastmasters. Everybody thinks that during this time of quarantine and social distancing that communication perhaps matters less, but the opposite is true. It matters more. And here to help us with our communication skills, and me especially, it's Meg Simone. Meg, thank you so much for joining us.
Chris Prue, thank you so much for having me on the show. And of course, I don't think you need any help with your communication skills. I learned most of my communication skills from you over the years.
Oh, but now you are the master and I am the student. I will readily admit that. Meg Simone, for those who aren't familiar with Toastmasters, what is Toastmasters?
You bet. Toastmasters is a worldwide public speaking and leadership group. Someone could also consider it a class. And right now we are obviously doing everything remote. So it's kind of a virtual classroom. Pre-COVID, we were doing things up at Granite State College. So across the globe, there's probably 300,000 members and 15,000 clubs. We have them down. There's a club in Moultonboro that services the Lakes region. There's a club up in Littleton, they're down in Concord, all over the place. I was actually working in a club in one of the local prisons, helping inmates who are part of Toastmasters. So it really is a worldwide thing, and anyone can participate as long right now as you have an internet connection. And we focus on every aspect of public speaking and also aspects of leadership to help people better those skill sets.
One of the things I notice from people who attend Toastmasters is their level of confidence also seems to go up because the more they practice communication skills, the better they get at it. And it gives them more confidence in general. Do you find the same thing?
Absolutely. That is a huge piece of Toastmasters. And it's funny because I recently went back to look at some of our old videos. I would sometimes record people giving their impromptu speeches at Toastmasters. And it is unbelievable to watch someone's confidence from just last year to this year. And the boost in confidence people get because we are such a safe and supportive environment is really important to point out, because a lot of people out there, they know they want to work on this. They know they need this, whether it's for transitioning to a different job because you lost your job, or maybe now your position is virtual and you're having a lot more meetings. So you are forced to be kind of front and center and on stage in front of people way more than you were used to. The confidence part is a huge component to the overall well-being of the Toastmaster and how people feel, and the progress is measurable. And we definitely like to emphasize that we do things in a very safe and supportive and nurturing environment. So we want everybody to feel welcome.
Right. You mentioned how everything is Zoom these days. We've all been on Zoom meetings that can lag a little bit and get boring. No one wants to be the cause of that. You don't want to be the cause of the boring or the cause that the meeting isn't efficient. So let's talk a little bit about the Toastmasters meetings. You guys have gone from meeting in person. You're now doing virtual meetings as well. So how can people get involved?
You bet. We're now doing virtual meetings, and we still stick to a very strict agenda because time is important and time is valuable, and we want to be mindful of everybody's time. So if somebody's interested in joining our virtual meetings, you can, and the neat part about the virtual thing right now is that you could just listen in. You know, with Zoom, you don't even have to turn your camera on. So if someone just wants to see how a Toastmasters meeting is run, this is a great opportunity to come spy on us. Just reach out to us via our website or Facebook page, and we can email you the secret passcode and link to get onto our virtual meeting. And then every meeting is pretty much structured the same so that we not only learn leadership and how the meetings are going to be run, but we learn timing. And there's a bunch of different roles that we rotate through each meeting. One of my favorite components of the meeting is what we call table topics. It's the impromptu speaking part of the meeting. So for example, last week's theme was birthdays, I think because we had so many birthdays in the month of August. So it was just impromptu speeches on birthdays, and the table topics leader will throw out questions, and then you have 1 to 2 minutes to answer that question, if you can even do it in 1 to 2 minutes, and then you are everyone's provided feedback at the end. It's so much fun, lots of laughs, and the virtual format, again, makes it super easy for anybody who wants to join in. We can give you the link, you can peek in on us and then participate if you want, or just observe if you want.
That's funny. We were talking earlier about nonverbal communication. So much of what we communicate is through facial expressions. That's even more important now that half of our face is covered in masks. You guys are actually addressing that, right? How to communicate during this era of mask wearing?
Absolutely. Mask wearing, and then of course your skills online versus in person, because there is a barrier with the computer screen, just like there's a barrier with the mask. And for me personally, in my line of work, it's really important that people see my emotion. So I'm working more on my emotions and facial expressions in the forehead and eyes. So people might need to do that depending on what line of work they're in. If you're a server at a restaurant or you work in sales, how can you really convey that you're genuinely excited about what you're selling or trying to upsell? Maybe you're trying to upsell at a restaurant so that you can get your overall bill cost up and therefore get a better tip. But if they can only see from here up and you're not really showing any emotion, you're not really engaging with your client or your customer. So there's a lot of ways that you can improve on just the tiniest of skills. It could make a world of difference.
All right, Meg Simone, if someone wants to get involved in Toastmasters, start working on their skills, or maybe, like you said, just kind of peek into a session and do some listening and watching, how can they start?
Sure. You can find us on Facebook. We're at Mount Washington Valley Toastmasters on Facebook. The website is a little long-winded, but if you just Google Mount Washington Valley Toastmasters, we should pop up, and they can pop us an email right through the website. People can always reach out to me direct. I'm easy to find, just in town. Google Meg Simone. You'll find my website and email address. meg@megsimone.com is really easy. And we'll make sure to get that connection and get you the link so that you can participate. And also, one thing I want to not forget to mention, I did not tell you prior to this interview, is that with Zoom meetings being kind of the standard for Toastmasters worldwide, a lot of us in the local club have been Zooming to different parts of the world to take a look at how others are doing their meetings. So if people want to meet people from all over the world, this is an incredible and rare opportunity. We've been to Australia, Canada, and I know one of the Canadian members that's been joining our meetings quite frequently, she's been to like 7 countries and even visited a meeting on Wall Street. So really, you can go anywhere and meet anyone and practice your skills in a really interesting format. So come join us.
All right, Megan, thank you so much for joining us. Meg Simone from Toastmasters. Again, thank you so much. Anything else? Anything you want to say before we say goodbye?
No, I just hope everybody's enjoying this almost fall-like weather. And if you have a moment to join us every first, third, and fifth Wednesday of the month, 6:15 to 7:30, we'd love to have you.
All right, Meg Simone, thank you so much. You're watching White Mountains TV.